makeup is just amazing. Do you do your own makeup?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
How long does it take?
45 minutes to an hour.
That's really a lot of commitment. Okay.
We do it every single day for months on end.
Is this all?
Yeah.
Damn. You guys have spent like a ridiculous amount of time on the road this year. How many days consecutively?
I have no idea. I know that we played probably almost 250 shows this year.
Favorite show so far in what state?
I mean, every night is cool. It's with our fans and the way our fan base is. They're pretty dedicated and they make the shows fun. So almost every city that we play in, we find something enjoyable about. Yeah. But obviously, we like to play at home and in Hollywood. We like those shows quite a bit.
Do you get a lot more feedback from places like hometowns?
Yes and no, but I think also there's sort of this misconception that Midwest or other places they don't like rock and roll bands, and it's really not true. Just because there's not as many people in those areas, people come out to shows and they really enjoy it because maybe there isn't as much to do in those areas, and it's nobody's fault that they were born in a small town. So we like to play in everywhere that we can, everywhere in the world that we can. So.
Yeah, awesome. So one of my favorite things about your band is your ability to go between really kind of like docile singing to like the screaming,
right.
And you do that very, very well. And I would think that would be very hard on your voice. What do you do to kind of keep that up? That would be rough.
It's really not that difficult at the end of the day. I've sort of a deeper singing voice, obviously. I don't know. The screaming is just sort of something that we did to accent stuff. I mean, when you want to sound angry, you sound angry, and so it's sort of a way of accenting songs we have. We're not one of those bands that has a lot of heavy screaming. At the end of the day, I don't really think it's necessary for a song. We like to write a lot of melody, and I don't know. It's really not that difficult. There's never been I've never had an issue with like being able to switch back and forth.
That you are a very big fan of Motley Crue and Kiss, yes. And Megadeth. And can you pinpoint an album that made you really want to do this for a living?
It probably wouldn't be one of those albums, I guess. It would probably be, I know it's kind of tough, because there's a lot of musical things that influence me from, like the Misfits to the Dead Boys to those kind of bands as well. But obviously for me, I think the first Kiss album that I owned was Revenge, and that for me sort of set my life and what I wanted to do and the kind of music that I wanted to do. They love it. I mean, they've been supportive of me. Because I started when I was so young, it was sort of something that, they're sort of used to it. You become ingratiated in whatever the interests are. It's never been an issue. They like it. They appreciate and support everything I do. They come out to my shows. My parents have been my biggest fans since day one. So.
That's awesome. And for the writing and the recording of the album, what was the process? How long did it take you guys?
It was pretty quick, honestly, because we got signed to an indie label, and at the time they really wanted us to put out a record, so they just sort of said, here, make this record, and they gave us like a 2-month window to do it. So we wrote it in December, we went on tour, and we came back in, I think, like February, and yeah, like February, and then did the whole record.
Wow. And that was from writing to mixing and putting.
Yeah, the record was done on our end by March, rest of it was sort of like mixing and stuff, and then it came out in the summer. But as far as what we did and our involvement in the record, it was pretty quick, and sort of a blessing and a curse. We were able to put together the record quickly, but I think that we are very excited about on our next record having more time to put into the record.
You guys refer to your fans as your army, and I'm sure there's quite a few of them in the army that would like to be doing what you guys do every night. What would you say to one or more of them that would like to be doing this one of these days?
You know, I think that ultimately, whatever you want to do with your life and whatever makes you happy, that's what you're going to do. I think there's a huge stigma put on people following their dreams or people wanting to do what they want to do, and I think that if someone like myself, who was given very limited resources as a kid, and really just had the support of my family and about nothing else, can do what I'm doing now, anybody can do what they want to do. So I would say just always stand behind what you want to do and know that there's no one except yourself that can tell you otherwise.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time to sit here with us, and we can't wait for the show. We're excited to see it.
Thanks.